What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Now in today's video we're going to go over one of my favorite decks in the game right now. This deck is so much fun and it works out really well. I've made so many people rage quit with this deck, and that's exactly what I'm about to show you in these replays. But first we might as well check out the deck, so let's go ahead and see what it is. We have the Prince, we have the Miner, the Mini P.E.K.K.A, the Poison Spell, the Goblin Barrel, Ice Spirits, Inferno Tower, and Minion Horde. It really has everything you need in this deck, and the average elixir cost is 3.8, so it's not too heavy, and that's why we don't have an elixir collector either. But this deck does so well. I've been winning so much with it lately. That's why I'm at 3,200 trophies right now. I normally don't push that often just because I don't raid too much, but now with this deck, every single time I raid is basically a win. So let's go ahead and check out a few replays. So here we are going up against a level 10. This guy's an Asian player and I can't really pronounce his name. But to start off the battle, I went ahead and dropped down a hidden P.E.K.K.A on the left. He countered that with some fire spirits, but my mini P.E.K.K.A did make it all the way to the tower. We already dropped that tower down to 900 hit points. However, we do have a level 5 P.E.K.K.A coming down my right lane, as well as a level 4 Dark Prince, so we're definitely in trouble right here. I did not have my Inferno Tower in my hand, so I had to drop that Miner just to pull them back a little bit so I could get my Inferno Tower ready and place it down. I froze those troops right there with my Ice Spirit while my Inferno Tower just roasted that P.E.K.K.A. Now I'm dropping down my Prince to take out the rest of his troops, and this is exactly where he rage quit. He didn't even last a minute into the battle. As soon as I dropped down my Prince, he rage quit, and now I'm basically just saving up elixir so I can go ahead and get that 3 crown. I went ahead and threw down my Minion Horde as well as my P.E.K.K.A down on that left lane because that was the tower with the least amount of hit points, and now that they're running towards that King Tower, I went ahead and threw my Goblin Barrel in there as well. There were just so many troops, and the mini P.E.K.K.A does so much damage. We easily took down that tower for the 3 crown. So that was the first guy that we made rage quit. He rage quit really quick within the first minute of the battle. The other ones weren't that quick, but they were still rage quits nonetheless. So let's go ahead and check those out as well. These next 2 rage quits were actually back to back. This guy right here is the first one we're going to watch. This guy is a level 9, and if you can tell from his deck, he's using a giant bowler deck. Right off the bat, I'm going to throw down my Prince down the left lane, as well as that Ice Spirit, which will freeze that bowler, or at least try to. It gets stuck behind my Prince and taken out. But the Prince does some heavy damage to that bowler. Not sure why that guy was laughing at me right there. We definitely get our revenge though and make this guy rage quit, so I'm not too worried about it. Over on the right side, I threw down another hidden P.E.K.K.A trick. If you guys missed my video about the hidden P.E.K.K.A, it still works, obviously. My mini P.E.K.K.A made it all the way to the tower, and I guess he didn't realize it until now, because there he threw a crying emoji. But the poison spell wore off. Now he has a musketeer and a giant coming down my right lane. I went ahead and dropped down the Inferno Tower to take out the giant. I'm also going to throw down my Miner to distract this musketeer. I didn't want the musketeer doing too much damage to my Inferno Tower because I wanted it to do a lot of damage to that giant before getting taken out. But he's still sending more crying emojis. The laughing definitely went away for him. I don't exactly remember where or when he rage quit, but we will be able to figure that out soon. As he drops down the elixir collector, I throw down my Prince and my Goblin Barrel down at his right tower. The bowler does take out a few of my goblins over there, but now he's distracted on the Prince, and the last goblin on the tower will do a lot of damage. He actually does so much damage, he takes out that right tower as the mini P.E.K.K.A took out our Prince. But now I drop down my Poison Spell and my mini P.E.K.K.A. The Poison Spell is hitting both of those towers over there as well as the elixir collector. The mini P.E.K.K.A takes out the musketeer with one swing. I also drop down my Inferno Tower on this giant. He threw me a thumbs up, and this right here is where he quit. As you can tell, he's throwing down zaps and poison spells in the corner of my base. I went ahead and threw down my Goblin Barrel, Miner, and my Prince all on that King Tower. He didn't necessarily rage quit, he didn't close the app or anything, but he did definitely give up against our deck and let us get the 3 crown. But this right here was the third person that we made rage quit. He's throwing us a good luck. This guy's a level 9, and right off the bat, I'm going to throw down my Prince and my Goblin Barrel at his left tower. He tried to zap some of my goblins, but he missed one of them, and the Ice Spirit didn't take out that one. So the minions did finish off my troops, but not before I knocked that tower all the way down to 371 hit points. My mini P.E.K.K.A goes down and take out his mini P.E.K.K.A. My Ice Spirit did some damage to his minions and his fire spirits. The tower finishes off all those troops, and now we still have the lead. If I remember correctly, he does throw me a few well played emojis throughout this battle. You guys probably just saw one of them, but as he drops his giant behind his King Tower, I'm going to go ahead and send down my Miner and my minions at his right lane. My minions end up taking out his musketeer and doing a little bit of damage to that tower. We actually knocked it all the way down below 1,000 hit points with that single push. However, we do have to defend against this giant on the left, so to do that, I'm going to drop down my Inferno Tower in the middle of my towers. He also has a mini P.E.K.K.A in there, so to distract that from my tower, I'm going to go ahead and drop down a mini P.E.K.K.A of my own, but it does get taken out immediately by that mini P.E.K.K.A and the fire spirits as well, but we do finish off the push before it even touches our tower. And there's another well played from this guy. I keep throwing him thanks in response because I don't really know what else to say to it, but we do end up making this guy rage quit, so I guess I feel kind of bad because he was a pretty good sport throughout the battle. However, this time I did throw my Goblin Barrel a little bit off center, which did make him throw the zap in the wrong direction and miss my goblins, which did take out the tower. Now he's throwing some crying emojis, and I am kind of feeling bad for him. At the same time, I do want my trophy, so I'm going to go for the 3 crown really quick. He says oops, and then he threw a good game as well, so at that point I knew he gave up. I went for the 3 crown, threw down my prince and my minions. They did the trick. So once again, I guess he didn't necessarily rage quit, but he did give up and did let us get the 3 crown. So he did quit or give up in that sense, but he didn't really rage too hard. Nonetheless though, there were 3 free 3 crowns. Say that 10 times fast. 3 free 3 crowns with that deck. It obviously works out pretty well. Feel free to try this deck out for yourself. It works great for me. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.